everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Now, 5.1 just dropped, and I wanted to try and get through the whole story this time, and not doing the compilation, because... And then the next video will be about the Neo Raid, which I am so excited to get! Oh, so let's get started with the story here, and we're gonna go straight into it. Taru, I missed you! Taru, I missed you! Mysteries. Mystery! Yeah. Mystery. Gosh, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you have your fill of rest. More than my fill. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. You're too selfless, that's your problem. But you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refused to answer his link pearl. I do hope he is alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fight has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Emperor's shown no signs of mercy or something like that. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell more about your time in the First? Great! Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Philemon to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Menphilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace of the House of Splendors. Okay, what they mean is, you gotta go right out here. Now, if I remember correctly, Mordona has you still in like different instances, only because everything starts in Mordona, because that is where the Rising Stones are. Okay, so, look, see, gotta go all the way up there. There be some stairs. There we go. And wow, that's a lot of people. Mystery. It has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Yeah. Of course. Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Menphilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. Cool! I want to rest and kick up my booty feet. And so Menphilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next oracle? This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed capital Antis? Mystery, might I ask a favor of you when you next return to the First? Tell Reen what I cannot. Tell her thank you. Of course. And I would offer thanks to you as well, for staying with her to the end. Of course. Beg your pardon, but could I have a word? What? Oh. Aren't you familiar? Royal! I hope you're here to tell me you've received word of the helper. I wish, nay, I've not a peep out of him. It's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from close up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. People know there's enough shadows to hide in. And beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now I'd best be. back! I nearly forgot! Kryle's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. Woo! We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Bye, Tataru. We best get going because we're going to be talking about the scions that are still technically on the first. Because the Exarch had it where, if you do remember, Exarch had it where he must die in order to, basically for them to return. And since that flopped, literally, I don't know. I mean, since Shadowbringers came out, I'm surprised with how much everybody loved the Exarch. I love him too. Like, just give me a plushie of him and I will completely hug him to death. But dang. There you are, Tataru. It seems she's still examining though. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. I hope not either. They're just chatting away. There she be.
Good.
Hi, Cryo. Oh, we love you, and we just got your outfit on the Mog Station.
So, how are they?
I'd like to know that too.
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health.
Whew.
For the present, at least.
What do you mean?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed.
Oh no.
Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them.
Oh no.
Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Yeah.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
Oh. By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me, dang it. Because I just, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yes.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the first and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Will do.
We meanwhile will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
get to the Crystarium. Let's get to the Crystarium. Woohoo! I've always loved this place. Oh my gosh, look how tall it is. Look at that tallness. Man, you think it's a skyscraper. Hey, gatekeep! Get me in! Get me in, dang it. There you are. Ah, Mystery, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Uh-oh. Their corporal aether shows signs of instability? Oh no. That probably never even occurred to me. If you have to return in the hope of that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be slowly disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mr. Skrile and Master Matoya to keep our friend's body safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Man! Just when we find them, we gotta save their plets. Woohoo! Hey there, you three. Wait, where's the others? And they're just starting to chit-chat. I like that, they're just chit-chatting away. Oh, look, there's little Yunji.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Where's Thancred?
Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
That's a question.
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Good.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Yeah, it's best if I explain it, because if he does, I don't know what would happen.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
Oof.
The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
That kind of makes sense.
I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But
And this is why we all
should
love
this
you.
fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Yes!
For
Being an idiot.
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Yes.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Nice job, Yustola.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Me?
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Oh.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured.
Ah.
White auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Is it fail?
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves.
Oh.
It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after.
Ooh.
Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
That's a good question.
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the faithful. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Well, it does make sense. We did, and throughout the story, we did help the Fae folk in bringing down their warden, aka former king of the fairies, and have them made a new one. Now, which one shall I get? I think I'll get this limited here. Da, 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 da. Alright, a grand adventure. Woohoo! The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it is best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white auracite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of suitable vesture ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. I've always loved the way Orionje thinks. In Sullen. Where is that? Is that in Amore? No, I think that's in Kalusha. Yeah, but the ways of looking at it. Oh, I will see you soon. You know, flying to a dock this far, you would think they would have an aetherite here. Nope. Here we are, we just gotta wait a bit. Oh, there he is, the cutie pie. The cute X-Cart. Oh, I'm liking this. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us. We know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Yeah, let's do it! Weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Aw, do I? Well, I do not deny that I enjoyed the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be rather high spirits. If you ask me, not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when mystery is around. What exactly are you implying? She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. It's only natural that we'd be pleased to see her. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we've finished here. Of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. Oh, the exchange of Alpha and Alizé, I swear. Now, I will be using this. I will not be using the, I will not be using the Duty Finder usually. I would, but because I like this system, the trust system, I have played with it a bit. I have not gotten anyone else up to 80 yet, but I have done a good amount. And I like this system. The system is fantastic. So, let's get started in the cosmos. Wow, this is neat. Whoa. That is creepy. That's a great entrance. Yay. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Let's go. Oh. Yes. Yes, we are. Do you need to go here? Whoa! What the? Okay, that is cool. Hey, Exarch, thank you. I'm really liking this music in here. It's really grand and mellow at the same time, is what I feel. I really am enjoying this. They really kept the tempo of the music in here. Whoa. This is cool. What? Get away from me! Ow. Ow. Exarch, help. Ow. Lock how they make a mess of my floor. Switch and flick. Yes, they remind me of Master Matoya. The rooms too. Do we go here? No? I think we go down here. The Cross of Blades. Oh! Wait, the blades turn into some nasty creatures. They nasty. Why are they on me? Wait, what are you doing? You look like you're gonna shove yourself in a corner there, mister. Okay, so we go down here. Yeah. Oh my. Thank you for the assist on that. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Eh. This is why you don't mess with me, a black mage. Wait, he's... Shall we? Let's do it. Nice job there, Exarch. Although I am nervous about those stinking brooms. Owie. Yeah. Alphino, please heal us. Ooh. And then whoa! Oh, no, I am not getting swept up in this. Please tell me you three are okay. Okay! Well, get away from me, Alphino. Oh. Heal me! This boss fight. I love it! A warg build of aiming. Might use that for my all my aiming classes when I get them up. Ooh. Whoa, where are they coming from? Oh. I'm trying to get this, thank you. Ooh, a bracelet from my monk. Okay. Haha. Eat all of that. I conjure forth the garden's wrath. Dude. Did I just only hit your ghost? What? And I see this lady way too many times in stinking maps. I guess he was redoing his, carbuncle? I don't know. Oh, wow. Yeah, these gardens are beautiful. Look at all this greenery. Well, or purple. There's so much purple. Ah! Oh no, that just sucks. I have pretty good bleed there. Thanks, Alphino. That's weird. Oh, wow. Ooh, this place is huge. I wish there could be, like, a place to do, like, the wedding, too. Like, the in-game weddings. Heal me! I am the warrior of darkness! And this is so good! Woo! Time to get into the big square. Hey! Lenneth Sylph? I don't know anybody. Let's do this. What the flip is that girl's design? You know what that reminds me of? The sinking, chick from Me Too. That kind of also reminds me of, what am I trying to remember? Oh, right. Garuda. Ow. Ode to Lost Love. Okay! Maybe not step on this? Oh! You take the seed off. Take the seed off. Put it down. Yeah! Thank you, Trust, for showing me how to do that. 'Cause I would not know how to do that with randos. Okay, Alphino, you're like standing in my thing and it's not good. Please heal yourself. There's that. Screw you, lady. Where are her seeds? Oh! Oh no! Ow! Oh no, that was my fault. Dang it! Luckily I have that.
Leave the healing to me.
Thank you. Really appreciate it right now. Oh, this lady I hate. Ow! Oh man! Almost had it. Hey there, girl. Woo! I shall bloom again. Yeah, right. Award pelts of casting. What? That looks like a fox mask. I'll keep it. The garden is ruined. Ruined. Mark my words, you will pay for this. Whoa. Hi there. Want to die? Let you die. Alright, let's go this way. Oh, it feels like I'm going to the ball like Cinderella. Oh my gosh. I love it. So, we gotta go that way? Hold on. What? No, not first person. Okay, nope. Oh, this way for the treasure chest. Yeah, can I get some heals? Thank you. Nope, get out of the way. Bitey! I don't need Bitey. Wait, what's in here? Not leave me be. Okay, is it because we have to go here? Do we need it? We can't go through that door? We gotta go that way? Okay. Look at this! This is cool! Wait, are there people sitting there? Oh, there are ghosts of elves sitting there! Oh my gosh! Elf is for the first way of them saying Elezen. But that is so cool! Chamber of Immortal Legacy. Whoa! Okay. Aww. Big baddie gonna try and kill me. Oh wait, they're all elves. Oh, this takes me back to the vaults. Oh man. And by the king's judgment, see them fall. Oh, this is exact. Whoa. Okay. Nope. That king looked familiar. Is that one elf from Lord of the Rings? Kia. He looks a lot like him. Yep. Okay. That was, interesting. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This was in the trailer. This was definitely in the trailer. Ooh. Can we dance? I'm an elf too. Oh my gosh, look at this! My gosh! Oh, I am speechless! Oh my gosh, this is so cool! Okay, what's gonna happen? Am I finally beating you for real? You have sullied these halls enough. Come, Lugus, our guests want for company. What? I have always loved this theme! Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum ba bum ba dum bum ba da bum ba dum bum ba da bum ba dum bum ba dum bum. The road that we walk is lost in a flood. God is a spirit in the rage of blood. Oh, it's so good. Oh, ow! Walk is lost in a flood. One little spirit in the rage of blood. Yeah. Alphino, get your crap together.
Leave the healing to me.
Working on it. What do I do with these? Oh! I'm going to set the plush sofa on fire. Okay, that worked. Oh, not this! Not this! Alpha, no, you better run! Right, sticking with the ow. Thank you. That has been good. Oh no, put some dots on them. Guess flip. Oh, what? Ow. He just put crystal chandeliers. Why? I'll set the chandelier on fire. Oh, I feel bad. Oh no, Alice! Oh, there she is. Okay, and that. Oh, that was my fault. Oh, he's going to front. By the ways of it. Okay, so apparently the healer must stick to the tank. Okay. Don't know how that worked, but okay. Oh, ow. I'm not sticking here.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater.
I hope that. Oh no. At least he's nice enough to do that. Oh, what's he doing? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ah. No. And dead. Yeah. That took me a bit. Wow. Yeah, finally. Ah, hi, Ishtola. Okay. What do you all have to say? Ooh, we'd best leave the negotiation. Oh no, Ooh, I'm glad that is over with. Exarch, how is it? Now they have little choice but to hear our plea. Woohoo! What do you have to say, Ishtola? Nothing? Okay. Okay, let's see what's in this chest. Ooh, a jacket. Ooh, a grand orchestrion roll? I'll take. And leave. You must leave this place. Alive.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
He creepy. Huh? Oh. Wow. Cute. I'll leave that to you.
Hey, Cloak. Tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Uh-oh.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
Oh.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Oh. Refuse all you want. We won't let die in the sect. We would never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more?
Of course. Not an idiot. Why would I?
Do you swear it?
Yes.
No.
Don't ask me.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Should we call upon Fayul for this? Like, just to help him ease? That's just my thought, you know? Dumb. Can I move yet? There we go. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Big Lug. For the record, I trust we truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Oriyanji shared his knowledge of the normal with us. Had he not, Big Lug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, should we hurry? To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. Couldn't agree more. You may enter the Grand Cosmos with a party of NPC avatars to make use of this. Sweet. We mustn't dally here for any longer mystery. If Beck Lug is to hear the truth of our travels in the first, you of all people should be present. Of course. There you go. Let's get to the Crystarium. Let's get to the Crystarium. It took me a little bit because I was kind of decenting a lot. Like, I needed to descent a lot. Okay. Wow. As they were discussing everything, Here we are.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Yep.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sinuters.
Yeah, that was crazy.
After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Yeah, he's got a plight there.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself.
Interesting.
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
That's not gonna be too hard.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Of course. What do you have to say? It's interesting that you have to be in another cutscene. This one. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? And he gives an explanation to how he got them there in the first place. Well, recites, you say, an intriguing proposition, but one which falls to account for the present state of your souls. They are becoming highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the Arasite. They could very well become mutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would render our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw aether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting sulfate of aether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these fox bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head. Corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their aether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their conditions firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in men I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Ryonji in creating in the required asarite. I believe my talents would be better applied at the endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist backlog as necessary? Sure. Head to the inn. Let us make for Almorang, then. Well, time to head there. Alright. Where is he? Oh my gosh, this poor soul. Ah. So this is Holric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a Sin Eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Holric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the aether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Wobert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. But for their sakes, I will break the oath. It is not like to reverse stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Ah, man. No. Get the soul tonic. Tolan stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Get away from the crowd! Oh boy! Sion. There you go. I feel warm and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Go see how that worked. Woo! Okay, let's see if that worked. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function in most of the patients at least. The most severely affected show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true with the restoration of night, the corruption influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time, but this holds true only for the corporal aether. Their incorporeal aether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence. The opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we could do. Look, I realize this is not why we would petition your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. I like where Alize's going with that, but I'm worried myself what she might do? Big Lou is ready to speak with the metaphorical. I've always wanted... Oh, sorry, I'm late. I've always wanted to help him. I suspect the Crystal Ark has told you in my past that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Lobert, and the Soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom, but in the end my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, which should have been my greatest triumph, instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. Comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand. Finding a means by which we might evolutionize these people in corporeal aether. Do you think it can be done? Where the skies still blaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entitle the conjuring of a familiar. They're able to amplify the energy as poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the aether vitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a legendary explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern bringing pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help with the patients, fine. Off now, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriend the Fey folk. Oh, while you were about it, seek out the new Moo of Hel and Ni. They will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail you upon finding it? I think... Are you about to tell me? Yeah, clay from Amarang would likely be the best. Know of anyone who might be able to assist? I could ask the miners of Twine. Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation would affect the people here. Okay, so I'll go to the miners. Because miners are known about mud. Stone, mud, miners. There you are. You weren't loaded in. Darn it. Okay, mystery. Well, what a coincidence. Yep. You've come at a good time. We've just the moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley youth's lot took to Nabath Arang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us to share of the leftover building materials from the Dallas Stoneworks, as well as a few treats tickets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like the giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Derek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Mystery here didn't come all the way to talk about the trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I'm looking for mud. I see, and this familiar requires clay from Montmarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays. But there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Burn mines to make abode bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Sure. I hope I don't have to be a miner for this. Okay, makes sense. Oh, you. Okay. I'm trying to get some mud here. Thanks. Show me that last bit of moods up there. Oh. Thank you, my pup. Then I gotta go all the way down here. Goodness. There you are. The twins have returned and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it. Yeah. Right here. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water and then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. But that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event that we had need of the spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the required skill, yes. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are a few in all Norvrent more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Mystery? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all. For Ulrich, for Tesleen, then we are all of a mind on the matter. Elise shall be the one to conjure the familiar. That'll be interesting. I want to see how she does it. He might be teaching her a bit how to do the incantation, though.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay?
Nice.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
Okay.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
That's not a porksy.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Smack him! Smack him, dang
Yes,
it!
I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
Thank you.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
It's so cute!
Not bad for a first attempt.
It is so cool!
Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
Oh.
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
Aww.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
I like that name. I like Angela. Make me that, please. I want that piggy.
Mother,
That was awesome. Oh, so touching. Alize, you did great. Especially with Angelo. That was actually a good name for the familiar. How is he, Bekla? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Oh, I would jump for joy if it weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Ulrich. As you are even now in the process of discovering, the magics ask much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, the further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnation soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to pull my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transportation back to the source via Auracite. A thought occurred to me, but this treatment... Beglug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound like something of a tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu. Exactly! His condition is uncannily similar to Ulrich's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with Earth's expected ether instead of light. That follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? Someone we know back in... I see, his condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is a delicate work we can do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there's hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their temperance. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beglug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly positioned theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I've found you! Huh? I know that. Kashir, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Elmore. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot, near enough begging me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It is not as if I have anything to do for you to do. Thank you, Beglug. Seems to be not good. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Elmore's at stake. How? Wait, were they given the king and queenship? Oh, gosh, I hope not. Kashir, man, I missed you. Agreed. Alright. To Elmore. Alright, so here we are. And for now, this doesn't look good. Well, Nolt here seems out of ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Hey, Lady Chai? What? Dulea Chai. There she is.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I want to know that too.
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he wouldn't have fled. Considering he's been with his wife as long as he has, he wouldn't have fled like that. Especially from her.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return.
Should we find him?
Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
That kind of worries me, though, when you think of it. This is troubling. There we go. Took a bit. From all his comforting words, Alphino is plainly troubled by Master Chai's sudden disappearance. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. But even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Okay. Alright, where is the darn Makote? Master Chai, why yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerning about Elmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Fauthry's apparent inexhaustible stores of meal and no great need for money, it's little wonder our business were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Banquet of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Elmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Stagnant business. Okay. Hey, look! There's my teacher. There's my, savage teacher. I must give greeting. Now, where the flip do I go next? The Glory Gate? Yeah, over there. Right, it's like that. Yay! We found someone! What do you gotta say? Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Fauthry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitted, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Elmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Kalusha as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. That was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Heaven then. I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folks here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Okay. Good. Okay. Hopefully we can find him, but, his wife's worried. You never leave a poor wife who's only known to being with her husband for so long to, yeah. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which offer a clue to Master Tri's whereabouts? Yeah, he was gathering everything. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Elmore, an ideal to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place, Elmore. I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? That is a question in itself. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Elmore, but its surrounding settlements. Okay. Oh, gotta get this done before the raid. I don't. It seems logical then that, having consulted those within the gate city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Mystery, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do, otherwise, and still tied. Gate Town I leave to you, Kashar. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finished? Well, Tuprong would seem to me to be his best, most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, and if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Meh. English. I need to speak English. Alright, we're here now. Woo. I know it's around here. I gotta do the thing. Woohoo! There we go. Hey, Stella. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Elmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal, and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothry thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I didn't tell you what happened when the signators came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothry's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Elmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend. China's, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Okay. I wonder what's up here. Makes me wanna get the statue, but it's over $150. Ooh, what's this? Ooh. Interesting. Hey, Alphino. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gatetown as well, did he? I see. Kashir and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Kalusha. The only likely place he has left to go is Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. Here they are. Hi, there you are, you little... Mystery Alphino, Kashir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claimed you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us to return you to her side. What blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you have been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you might take office? No, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Kalusha. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forthright is in itself proof of your salutability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain the man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusions. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Ilmore, but that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or boil, more like. Anyways, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze. But you? You've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everybody. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could marrying be? Marrying or marry? I don't know how to say that! You're going to steer Elmore in a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what is it. Yeah. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let's press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Elmore needs more than a man with good intentions. Why which is why I'm here. To find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Wendrin is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Falthry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Wendrin was the left, and between them, they kept Elmore on the road of prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light for his reasons for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal, then. As I recall, you made rather a favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. English, English, English. Greetings, friend, and you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask after Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Falthry gone, Elmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel and hoped that we could build a better Elmore together, and that is my wish, but given how abnormally you were mistreated there, I am quite understanding if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Elmore, and I would not see you suffer for Falthry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desires to right the wrongs of your past, of Elmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course. And prove to him Elmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak to him, I suggest to be firm and clear in your intentions. That makes sense. Very well. To Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Thanks, Tristal. You were awesome.
Well, it's you again.
Interesting.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Not only mine, but every true Yulmorans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Falthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Falthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make.
No.
In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Falthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Falthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with War 3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I'd rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems. But first, I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
I think he's already done that. He built a giant thing to... He built a giant Talos to help us, dang it. How on earth are we what other more grandeur is that? Ay. Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Elmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes, meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I presume alternative food stamps for now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will conduct offering to my council. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Elmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villagers that once served as sources for trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guaranteed security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the people of Elmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinos. I have? Well, this is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rinden, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose to use of Telos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of those settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos. My Diadal Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people will starve before your plans could be into effect. Well, as the heir of Delta Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Yee! No, wait. Give me that. I need that Kokoro Rusk. Gotta get Hades EX. Well, finding the good help. Reddit is quite right. Building Talos from scrap would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wandered the wilds of Kalusha. What? They will need to be deactivated, of course, and memory serves. The tools required to do so will still be at Talbrung. Come with me. I'm scared! I'm scared! Why? Why would you know? No! Dang it! Talking nerdy? And the old memory hasn't let me down. The chest contains canisters filled with a dashedly potent installation powder capable of halting the flow of aether in the Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, then disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Elmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. I'm off then, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. No. That is maybe, Kashir, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Here, here. Well said. It should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I'd always prefer living to see the fruits of my labor. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beast that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Sure. Why not? That'd be cool. Good. Then let's be off to the quick way. Quick way. English. Through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point from you. That for you. Oh, this seems to be perfect. Yay, I get to be the spyglass woman. Yay. Give signal. Okay, did that. Cool. Nice little trick. I did it! I did it! Let's move to another Talos, shall we? Hurry, hurry, hurry! I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. Hey! You may leave the next one to me, Mystery. That was cool. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. That was fast. I like so cute. How'd that work? Dun, dun, dun. Yay! All I had to do was just stand there and say go. Ah, someone has the bed, not nice. What the bed? I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Tri, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Elmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. Once more, it is plain your time at Delta Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Elmore. I thank you for your vow of confidence, but the fact remains, I hopefully ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me, and grant Elmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. And the people who hold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would be Elmore's leadership is the last capable hands, would you not agree? Of course. We would probably be getting back soon, Master Tri. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Tri is very sick. Oh. That's how we're doing it, okay.
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
You sound so... I don't know how to put it. Nervous? Maybe? Yeah, nervous.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
Is that...
And there's her husband right there.
Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. Dearest, I can't.
Did she do it again?
Oh, oh dear.
Make the wife worried, she gets you knocked out.
Oh, thank you.
Good thing he's a scholar.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Aww.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Of course.
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, how wonderful!
Aww. She's gonna do it again.
Please.
She's doing it again. Oh, this is sweet. This is very, very sweet. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the revival of the Talos has seized the public attention. Once word is spread around Ilmore, it will be much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural speech. Okay. Yes, please. Can you stand now? Oof. No need to fret, mystery. I've never felt better. And, at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembling masses of Elmore. As to where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go spread the word to the citizens, both free and bounded. that they are to assemble their might meet their new mayor. You, cashiers, was it? Would you go inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad, I'll let you go. I'll let the guards know not to bar the way to Fall Three's chambers.
When did you give her Tylenol?
What?
When did you give her Tylenol?
Right before she went to
How
bed?
time?
I'd say around like 12:10.
Okay. You gotta note those times when it comes to medicine.
Okay. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the better end, eh? Doorman to the Crown Lift will show you up. Sure. I've been in that place for like since we went against Vothri, I would think. That was months ago. In real life time. I don't know how much time has passed in the game. Hmm. Interesting.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gatetown too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vothri. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values.
They do... Okay, so they're trying to do not what Vothri used to do.
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vothri must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
Yeah, I could clap to that. Okay, so far I think personally that I really do like what they're doing with Elmore now, and I think it's best to say I think Northrend's gonna be okay. Now get us home! That was a fine speech, Master Ty. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it's the change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Ilmorians can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we each have chosen. Yeah. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute for your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. I don't know about that. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you've officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? Well, we will not be moving into the emergence, dearest. It's too big, for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will remain our current residence. I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Try, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course, sir. Heaven, bet? Aye, that's me. I like your speech, but there's folks outside these walls don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Mystery. I hope to see you again before long. To be honest, I don't know if you're gonna ever see me again. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. You'll do fine. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I'd resolved to remain here until such time as Ilmore's future has secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we win our ours. I agree. Kashir! Zelfno's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Umor of the people Master Chai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Let's keep things changing for better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now. Is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Oh, I know exactly what to do with you. Elfno wears a satisfied smile, seemingly content with the state of Ilmore. Truly to see Kashir thus inspired by our action is inspired in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Ilmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beck-Lug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. I hope. And let us go back to the Crystarium. Let's get to the Crystarium. Let's get to the Crystarium. Hey, gatekeep. Let me in. Thank you. Hey, how goes it? Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Elmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Arrow site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Arasite was ill-suited for our purposes. But Orianji, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Asian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we were with Bellug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter. We were to disregard the invaluable link twixt mind and soul, a link which would, we belatedly realized, be weakened most perilly in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Azurite doth require. Thus the shedding of these flesh simulacra and the suffrate of aether which comparish them would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds in the aetherite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transferred together. Then we are no closer to the solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but what if one for which the Crystal Exarch has posed a most intriguing solution? Which our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche. I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personally experienced. Mystery, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from the encounter with Daga and Yone? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like onto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of a soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wherever it leads. Okay? While we are thus engaged, I think it best for Mystery to return to the source and inform Kryle and the others of our findings. I agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to rely our findings onto Thancred and Rain, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Sure. Alright. Time to go back. Tataru, I have some news. Mystery, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryle will be here shortly and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean... God, I don't... Goodness, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. While speaking to Tataru, so we to play in a sequence, it is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Ah, so we're at the tail end. Joyful. Alright, let's see how this plays out.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
What? Oh, dude, you had me worried sick.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
You had me worried.
Oh, thank the gods. We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There,
his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvus. Nor did the surprises end there, for no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead.
I knew it.
This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Echo. No. Oh, I thought we were gonna fight it. No, man. Oh no. Oh, ow. Whoa. Whoa, that'd be cool. Oh no. Yeah, I agree with that. What's he doing? That's one way to flee. Just seeing that alone scares me. And yes, I did not voice any of that. I was just like, what? Wait, what? Really? Yes! Oh, great. What are we gonna do? Aww. Goodbye. Well. He is the better Dragoon than I would ever be, so... Dun, dun, dun. Hopefully. Ugh, I don't like you. Hey! Die! Ah. Heal yourself, man. I'm dead. Oh, I hate you too. Yeah, no kidding. Let's get out of here, man. Uh-oh. Make ourselves easy marks by moving together. I suggest we split. Alright, then I'll take the low road, so to speak. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm supposed to go this way? The Imperial way. Okay! Let's go down here. Connecting corridor. Principal dynamics. Am I headed the right way? Uh-oh. Oh well, someone's been busy. No. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. That is just... That's similar to Nier in a sense. Oh, flip. Oh my. Okay, yeah. Keep hitting you until there's no tomorrow. What are you doing? What the flip are you doing? Oh. I agree. Nope. Don't know what I just did, but I love it. I don't know what I just skipped, but I skipped it. Please. I leave him some limit break, man. There's that. Yep, there's that. Is this the reason why? Good, you're dead. Oh no! Dang it! Ooh, this ought to be interesting. Whoa!
Taste my lance.
Devastation. Darlene's in there machina. Now, where are you guys? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Can't control it.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
Oh no.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
What?
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces.
Agreed.
Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something.
Greed.
Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Thank goodness, because I don't want to deal with him again.
One less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Hey, I didn't mean for that. That was the expert's fault.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Yeah, are we resting? Woohoo! Finally done. Now... Wait, hold on. There's more to this. And Garlemald. Oh boy. These poor guys. Oh boy. What are you after? Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? Ah, Letibus. That Hugh, your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost, in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish so, for I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. And no more the... And no more. Wonder what's going on there. Everyone's abuzz, everyone's happy. Did you hear the mayor's reopening Dallas Stoneworks and they're looking for laborers? There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Ha! We'd best get backing. Steady work, board, and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Who's that? Hope. Yes, as long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. What? Okay, final thoughts on this whole thing. Whole thing. It is. They kept the level of what we wanted out of Shadowbringers. Base story, amazing. What this is doing, great. I love where they're getting at. You know, Elmore is changing, it's doing good. You know, Garlean, yeah, it sucks that the Emperor's dead, you know, but what can you do? But just seeing Albert alive again. That's not the same Albert we went through in the base. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm thinking this is something conjured. That is my thought on it. Square, I think you're doing great. The story, where it's going, I love it. But there were some things I still did not like. I did not like... The pacing is a little bit more lax, which I understand, you know, you just got rid of, you know, like, this whole thing. But I feel like you slowed it down just a smidge too much, in my opinion. But that ending, please don't tell me that's the same one that's helped us in the end. Please don't tell me that's him. No. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do like this video, hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know. Also, leave in the comments down below what else you want me to play. And also, if you want to see more of 14. And also, if you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.